It's loading.
Let's go. Conversations with the little voice of the people, the crew for you. Culture, creativity, knowledge, hope, opportunity, bring the light of minds. We shine, we break on through. Conversations with them too. Culture, creativity, knowledge, hope, opportunity. Your voice matters, you give shine through. Conversations with them too. Yeah. You are the stage. Shine. Culture, creativity.
Hey, family. Welcome to our very special edition of Conversations with Them Two, the Shenanigans Crew. And I am your girl, Lady Des. And you know we are always bringing real conversation that matters to our community.
And family, I'm MJ. And tonight, we're not just talking, but we're building awareness, we're shining light, and we're celebrating resilience because September is National Sickle Cell Awareness Month, and we have one of the most incredible advocates in the building who is making a powerful impact in the community.
That's right, MJ. You know what? Sickle cell isn't just a medical term. It's actually reality to so many families that live every single day. So tonight we'll be diving into what it means, how to impact our people, and the work being done to bring hope, education, and change.
And not only that, but we'll also talk about two major upcoming events, one focused on awareness and education, and the other, a street naming ceremony honoring resilience, legacy, and advocacy.
Yeah, so listen, y'all. I know you're used to hearing us on Monday night, but we're just so excited. Family, tonight has been powerful, and we're just going to bring that power to you. We're going to bring that power to you, and I am so happy to have this beautiful young lady. We've been rocking. Listen, I don't know. We've been rocking for some years. Listen,
Yeah.
when the memories started coming up on Facebook, I was like, wow, that seemed like yesterday, but it was just so many years ago. So I am just so excited tonight, MJ, to let's welcome for the very first time our amazing guest. She's a sickle cell advocate who have been on the front lines fighting for awareness, supporting families, and making sure no one is left alone on this journey. This young lady knows firsthand about sickle cell. I want to welcome her. You hear MJ have his round of applause going?
Yes, I do. I appreciate it.
I want to welcome my friend. Like I said, she's an awesome advocate of sickle cell, Miss Naomi Pigatt.
Hi, everybody. Hi. Thank you so much, Desiree, for having me. Thank you, MJ, for having me as well. Thank you for the applause. I'm glad to be on here and to talk about this issue and how it matters.
You're on mute, MJ. You're on mute.
Yeah, you hear me now?
Okay,
All right. So, for those that are listening and for those that are watching who may not know, let's just dive right into what is sickle cell and how does it impact the body and daily life?
So sickle cell is a blood disorder. It is inherited by two parents, from your parents, and it goes from generation to generation. And it's basically the same way you have the same genes of your parents. You may look like your mom or your dad. I look like my mom. So some of the genes I inherited from my mom, it was passed down, but it is her blood gene. And unfortunately, many families don't know about the trait, which is one of the most important awareness that we need to talk about, because this keeps happening because a lot of families, I work for the University of Miami, and then under our newborn screening, when they come in, the parents like, how? I don't understand. How is this possible? But what happens is generation after generation sometimes forget to tell the other family member, hey, we carry this trait gene called sickle cell disease. And you need to know that. So when you get with the next person, whoever you marry, or whoever your spouse or your baby daddy, you need to know what if he has anybody in his family with sickle cell or sickle cell trait, because then there is a 1 to 25% chance that any other baby you have may have a chance of having sickle cell disease. So every pregnancy is always a 25% chance of no trait, 25% chance of the trait, and then there's another 25% that the child will be born with sickle cell disease.
Wow. Now, what are some of the biggest misconceptions people have about sickle cell in our community?
That is a great question. So there's a lot of misconceptions because there was a time that people was thinking that sickle cell was a sexual transmitted disease, and it is not. There also was misconceptions about stereotyping sickle cell as drug related seekers, and
Right.
that is not the case. Studies have shown so many times that warriors like myself and many other warriors are at the lowest level of wanting drugs for medications. And let's clear it up, medications, not even drugs. Let's say medications. They show that there was higher levels of other chronic pain disorders that were more higher in drug sinking. And so unfortunately, there is a narrative because sickle cell is predominantly black, but it's all over the world. It's like 6 million people with the trait and mixed with the disease. That's a lot of people. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. And then there's like more than 100,000 of us that actually have the disease in America. So it's something that has to be known and be shared and also talked about so people can be aware how to basically prevent this, because it is possible. The more we know, the more you can say, okay, we have the trait in our family. Let's make sure we go plan accordingly if we do want children, to try to lower the risk of the child being with the disease, because it's a hard life. And I know it. I know it. It's God. When I say it's God that has kept me, I truly mean that. There's times doctors have given me 3 days to live, and it is only God that brought me out of it. So when I say that this is not something, especially for my warriors, sometimes a lot of them don't have no hope. And so I want to make sure I speak hope into their life, because I
Right.
don't want them not to give up, because this disease can cause so much chronic pain, cause strokes, cause heart attacks, cause blindness. When I tell you the number of lists of things that this disease can do, I have to call and claim my healing all the time. Otherwise, I would probably be very depressed.
Right. Right. Go ahead, MJ.
No, so with that being said, how important is advocacy, and what keeps you motivated to keep pushing awareness forward to the forefront?
Oh wow, yeah, that's good. So there was a time in my life that I didn't really want everybody to know about sickle cell, because when I was growing up, I was like considered the sick child all the time. I was always in the hospital. So my family is so big. Like my wedding, I had like 700 people at my wedding, which is ridiculous. Yeah, but my family is so big. And the reason I'm mentioning this is because when I was growing up, I remember so many times never being asked to be a flower girl. And I don't think I'm an ugly person. I think I'm kind of pretty, you know what I'm saying? But growing up, I was a pretty little girl, but they always said, oh, she might be sick, so let's not ask her to be a flower girl. Those moments, those little moments that you think most people wouldn't even care, but it affected me because I seen so many cousins being bridesmaid. Only time I got to walk down the aisle is when God made me married to my awesome husband, Eric Pigatt.
Shout out to
He's
Gary. Ooh.
yes, that's my husband, and God know he had him in store for me. So
Wow, wow. And listen, let's just kind of, I'm going to deviate it just a little bit and just kind of go back,
mhm.
and just tell everybody a little bit about your background and your testimony, the short version, because I
Okay.
know it's a whole lot, but just
Mhm.
give them a background of where you come from.
Okay, sure. So I'm Haitian. I'm born here. And that's I'm mentioning this because a lot of times a lot of Haitian families, especially in Haiti, and those that some in the islands too, but they got the ones more in the islands that speak English learned a little bit that this is an inherited blood disorder. And Haiti, now Haiti, they think that I have to give a little talk to a little Creole to my Haitian people.
Yes,
They
please.
think that a lot of times when the children are born and crying and they didn't know what's wrong with them, they used to think the child had voodoo on them. And
Hmm.
so they thought the child was cursed. On pile moun te kwe, on pile moun timon yete again voodoo. So that's not true. It's you need to know it is a blood disorder. I want to make sure that they understand this was a blood disorder and it's just inherited and passed down over and over to generations. And for my testimony, I remember when I was little, I had to, I think faith came into my heart. When I say Christ came into my heart and started to believe in him, I remember I was 9 years old. And I just was mentioning this recently, but due to an infection because of sickle cell, it infected my bone, and they were going to cut off my leg. Yeah. So could you? Yeah, I know you know me. Des, can you imagine the
Right.
knowing me as a one-legged person? I know a lot of people who are one-legged and they're awesome, but I can't even imagine my life like that. But here it was a point they was going to cut off my leg, and I remember 9 years old praying and said, God, I don't want them to take my leg. If you don't let them take my leg, or let them figure out something, don't let them take my leg because the infection was growing all in my knee. I said, I'll dance for you, Jesus. I'll dance for you. I remember my little self, 9 years old. And somehow, I don't know how, I don't know everything of the details, but I think they had got another specialist to come in, another surgeon. And when the surgeon came in, the surgeon said, we can do it this way, gut it all out. That's why now I have just like a thin layer of skin on one side of my knee. And they were able to get basically most of the infection out and be able to give me antibiotics. And it took so long to heal because sickle cell destroys the bone.
Hmm.
So that's another problem. When the crisis hits us, the pain is like somebody taking a hammer and hitting you. Um, and I know most people don't know how a hammer can feel. So I always say this little, maybe somebody might know how stabbing feel. Or maybe somebody can picture it when you hit the little toe. You know how you hit your little toe, that last little toe, and you be like, oh, yeah. And you want that pain to stop right then and there.
And it just
Imagine it's not
lingers.
stopping, it's lingering and it's just going and going and going and you just need it to stop, and it's like it's not stopping, and no matter what you do, it won't stop. And unfortunately, at times we need to be heavily medicated because the pain is so severe.
Wow.
And yeah, it's those moments. And it took so long to heal. I missed almost my whole fourth grade year, which also brought a domino effect of learning because I started off in gifted. And then by the time I was finished in elementary, I was in a regular class. So it
Wow.
was like a domino effect. And that what happens to a lot of parents. I'm a CHW patient navigator, and I have to tell the parents, make sure they get the IEP, make sure they get either 504 plan, because if sometimes they're doing fine, but it's when that time happens when they're not doing fine, when they actually end up in the hospital for a whole month, which happened to me. When the hospital becomes your house
Yeah.
because you're there for 2 to 3 months in a hospital. And so you want to make sure you cover those situations. So yeah, That was my childhood. But after that, times and time after that, I just kept getting sometimes a lot of crisis, certain situations. And then as I got older, God gave me grace for, I mean, several years. I was like, yes, thank you, Jesus. This is wonderful. And and I still claim my healing. I still claim I'm cured in Jesus' name, because that's
Amen.
what I'm believing for, no matter what. But then all of a sudden a test started happening again, and my body started having some crisis again. And I started like, it felt like a rabbit hole, because it just kept going. Situations kept, I mean, I went even bald, Desiree. I
Wow.
did. Yeah, it was like so much things was happening, and I had to go in my prayer closet, because I was like, a lot of times it was like I wanted to, you almost want to give up, you know? And I was like, God, what is this? What's going on? Well, did I do something? And sometimes I love my Christian people, but sometimes they can make you feel like you curse, you
Mm,
know? And
mm.
it's not fair, because you're not living this life. You're not living this story. You
Right.
don't understand that I should have been dead according to them 3 times. But I do know I got a God that lives above, and
Come
I
on.
have someone who keeps me all the time. Some of them would not be able to go through my story. I understand that some of them would not be able to deal with my journey.
Right.
God brought this journey on, because my faith had to grow in him to stand strong and say, no matter what, God, you got me. So that's how I had to see it in that way.
Absolutely. And you're a living, walking testimony to so many other sickle cell warriors out there. And just like you said, a lot of people, they don't understand the capacity of pain or hurt that a sickle cell warrior goes through. And
Mhm.
I don't even know why or how we connected with all of this,
Mhm.
but since you have invited me on over the years, I've met so many amazing people and heard so many amazing stories
Mhm.
of God's power, God's faithfulness, God's greatness over their life, and how they're also sustaining. But one thing I can say, the level of pain and their description of pain with all the warriors pretty much are the same, and
Yeah.
all of them can relate.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's like, sometimes you wonder, like I've seen, I don't know how a cancer patient feel. I can't understand their pain. And so, but I know once they say they have pain, I can relate that, because I know how my pain is.
Right.
What made me understand it has to be kind of similar is because a lot of the medications that cancer patients are on, sickle cell patients are on.
Wow.
See, a lot of people don't know that. And
Wow.
so, and a lot of times we're in the same place. So when I'm working at Alex's place, the children in there is the cancer patients, and you have your sickle cell patients. That's you might have some other like rare blood diseases, but those are the predominant patients that's in Alex's place. I remember going to camp, and across the other lake, right across, there was the cancer patients. And I
Mhm.
didn't understand how bad this disease was until I started becoming a teen. And then I started seeing my friends start dying. I mean, they were dying. I was like, huh? Every year I was coming to camp and someone was dead, or they had a major stroke. They couldn't talk no more. They couldn't walk no more. I was like, wait, don't I have this same disease? I started to begin to want to rebel, because I was like, God, that's not fair. I got the same disease, and these people are dying, and these people are becoming, in a sense, crippled or whatever you want to
Mhm.
call it. I was like, this is hard. And it made me, because they also told us by the time we 18, we might be dead. That's what they told us. So
Right.
it made you not even want to create a future for yourself.
Mm.
Honestly, you're turning 18. You're like, will I make it? Will I actually be alive still? Why should I even think about college? I might not even be here. And so you question things, and then when you start passing those times, you're like, okay, should I start planning my life and try to change up? You get nervous, you run into bumps, because then all of a sudden you get sick again. You're like, should I still be planning? But then it's like, it's for me, I can't talk for everybody else, but for me, I had to understand, God, you born me for a purpose, and I'm going to keep moving forward. I'm going to live only day by day, and pray that you have more days for me to live. And I'm going to do the best that I can on this day. I'm going to make my life count on this day. I don't know about any other days, but I'm going to make my life count on this day. That's what I had to come to say.
Wow, that's such a powerful testimony. Let's talk about two powerful events that are coming up. Now, I know one is going to focus on awareness and education. Can you tell me more about what people can expect?
Oh, sure. Yeah. So this is a live support group. I want to make sure it's saying that because, sometimes we keep everybody. It's going to be a webinar, but whoever does want to ask a question, they can always come in and ask a question. And it will be a webinar. And so what it is three of us that will be talking. It will be myself, who is the warrior, but I'm also a patient navigator and and stuff. And I work with the SCDA Miami, which is Sickle Cell Disease Association of America. It's a long mouthful. So SCDA Miami and Fighting the Pain TV. And then we have a caregiver. Her name is Ebony. She is awesome. She's an awesome mom. She has three warriors. Two of them is twins. Yes, so her life is full of ups and downs, but God has kept her. God has gave her grace and favor. And then we also then have another young lady, which we recently met, and her name is Naomi as well. So it was like, wow, Naomi and Naomi.
Naomi and Naomi, yeah.
Yeah. And we connected and she told me her story. And it's so important because growing up, sometimes it felt like my sister resented me, but that wasn't her case. But it felt like sometimes, oh wait, I shouldn't say that. But that wasn't the case. Guys, I learned about my sister. Let me be clear on that. But sometimes, when the parent is having to watch one child so much, you don't realize that you're taking the attention so much because you're the sick child.
Right.
And so, and I saw sometimes she came off, but she didn't mean to. She was just young. She wanted her mom attention as well. But as for Naomi, her brother passed away. And when he passed away, she told me just recently and on another interview, I wish she was here to say it, but I'm going to say it because this is what I heard from her. She said the night that he passed away, before he passed away, her mom had called her and said, "Hey, I need you to come here to translate." Because, like I said, the Haitian community sometimes needed another person to translate what's going on. And she said, "I want to move him to another hospital." I'm not going to mention no hospital's name. From one hospital to another hospital, which is, one hospital to Jackson. Okay. And then, but they were not trying to move him. And she said, "Mom, I'm going to come tomorrow." She said, "I'm going to come tomorrow," because she was so used to growing up the same way as me, but in a different way, missing being in the hospital for Christmas, being in the hospital for Thanksgiving. She was so used to always being there. She said, "It's another day. I'm going to see him tomorrow. I'm going to see him tomorrow." And this is what she said to me. And she said, then she got the call at 2 o'clock in the morning that her brother had passed away.
Wow.
So that to me, I know she'd been carrying that load so long in her heart. And me and Maya had to tell her, don't keep that in your heart. I know that hurt you, but your brother wouldn't want you to carry that heavy load on you. He know that it was just time to go, no matter what, even if they had probably moved him, if it's his time, it was his time to go. But we had to tell her that. But it's the fact that she told me how she had to be in the hospital so many times with her brother. So that's where the street sign ceremony. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that. Or am I supposed to wait?
Go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good. Because actually, I was going to ask you that next because you talked about the webinar. And so the other event is the street naming ceremony. And this is big. This is real big. It's historic. It's historic. Share with us how this came about and what it means for the sickle cell community and beyond.
Sure. So this is important. So this will be the first sickle cell warrior that will actually have a street sign named after him. Wow. And I think that's awesome because that is like impact in the bill impact because it was a bill that had to be passed for him to get a street sign under his name.
Right, right.
And so Naomi, Augustine, the Augustine family, they came together with I think she said Daphne Campbell, State Representative Daphne Campbell was the one who put in the work to make sure it can move forward to be for the bills for them to do this. And then the city of North Miami, thank you, city of North Miami. Thank you to Vice Mayor Cassandra Timothy. I don't want to make sure I said her last name right. I was like, I know her first name, but I was like, what was her last name? Timothy. I want to say thank you for making sure this is happening. This is going to be September 26th. I'm looking for all our warriors to come out because so they know that this is important. The one thing about cancer, they show up. One thing
Right.
about all these other diseases, they show up when it's something important that they want the world to know. Hey, this is important. This is who we are, and we deal with a lot. And there's not enough funding. Like even for this event, it's like hardly no funding. We got no sponsorship, and you're trying to do something beautiful, and so you're trying to come out of your pocket and trying to figure out how to make this work because it did take a little longer for paperwork to go through, so they didn't have enough time to promote it. But if you're listening to me and you do want to help us, we agree. We hope hopefully you will sponsor or donate because we do want to have the band there to celebrate this occasion and make this a beautiful moment. And so there's things that require a little funding to have those things. So I just wanted to mention that. I don't want to forget.
Oh, that's good. Go ahead, MJ.
I was going to ask, can we look at it from the flip side? So, what about for families or individuals that are watching tonight that may be affected by sickle cell? Can you share some of the resources that may be available, and then also give like words of encouragement?
Sure. So, some of the resources now, one thing about sickle cell, it doesn't only affect the patient, it affects the whole entire home, as we were talking about. Because
Right.
sometimes when a patient is really sick, then the mother, if there's only one parent in the home who is the working person, guess what? She's in the hospital. So then she's not working. So then there's no bills that are paid. That's including the rent, that is including the light bills. And so then now this is impacting the whole family. The family is stressed about their sibling from past dying or having a stroke, and then now they're stressed if their lights turn off. Now they're stressed if they got to be kicked out of their home. And so one of my jobs is to provide resources as best as I can. I try to reach out to many of my commissioners, mayors, saying, please, you have to understand it's not only that it impacts physically, it impacts mentally and financially and spiritually. This is like a holistic of things that happens with sickle cell. And so the more resources we have, the more the family can have a quality of better life. And that's including the patient itself. And so if we can get more help, and this is why we're hoping for more bills to be passed. We're grateful for that. This became a federal that sickle cell became a federal thing because for a long time no fundings were coming our way because they didn't really consider sickle cell, I guess, important enough in a sense. Let's say it that way. I don't know how to say it. I'm not the person to say it that way. But because of the families, I notice when they come to me and they're telling me, I don't have no money for the lights. I'm about to, I've been trying to work. Now my job, my boss just fired me because I was in the hospital for a week with my child. And I told them, and even if they try to do FMLA, sometimes the jobs don't want to give them that before because they see something's happening. And so it's just like a domino effect. It's like one thing after another thing after another thing. And so it's hard sometimes with that.
Wow, wow. So Naomi, I know that you're petitioning for listeners or anyone out there that can
Mhm.
support. So how can our listeners support your work, whether it's by volunteering, donating, or simply spreading the word? How can they be involved? Because we may have philanthropists that actually have the money or the funds, to provide. And we all know. I'm gonna just put it
Yeah.
out there. This is
Yeah.
the year, and there are so many organizations or people that actually have the funds that they need to give it to a certain organization for taxing purposes. So this is a great time. If you're looking for an organization, contact Naomi Pigatt and just let her know how that could happen, how they can contact you.
Okay, perfect. And yes, your funds will go to help families. Your funds will go help support groups for mental support groups. Your funds won't be wasted. Every dollar will count, because sometimes some parents can't even get to the hospital or to the clinic because they don't even have money for transportation. So
Yes.
so a dollar, if you give $2, you can get somebody to be able to get on the bus to come to the clinic. Your funds does matter. You can, for one, you can reach out to me or by 305-697-2435, or by my email, Naomi Pigatt @gmail.com. I'm going to spell my name Naomie, Pigatt, P as in Peter, I as in ice, T as in go, A as in apple, T as in Tom, T as in Tom, @gmail.com. For this event, for this historic event, you can also reach out to Naomi Augustin. Her number is 305-290-2708. She has an organization called Saved by Fate. And so we came together, SCDA Miami and Fighting the Pain TV. We came together with Saved by Fate with Naomi Augustine to help with this. And she has been running this as
Yeah.
best and as hard as she can. And I just came along and help her pull it on, just pull it together so we can finish to make this a successful event.
Awesome. Thank you.
No, thank you. I appreciate it. And you two are always awesome. I'm so grateful. And y'all know, and I'm gonna just throw this out there. You think I wanna go show this? Guys, get your book. 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 I got mine. Get your book. It's good knowledge and good telling you what to do. Get your book.
Please. Thank you, Naomi.
Wow.
Thank you.
No problem. No, thank
Appreciate
you.
it. She had explained it was right there.
Oh, I didn't say the location. Can I say the location? I forgot the location. Can I say the location?
Yeah, please.
Okay, so the location. So this is going to be Friday, September 26th at 10:30 to 12 p.m. I know some black folks, we like to be late. Don't be late on this because it's gonna come and go real quick, okay? For the street signing ceremony and for my Haitians, Vini, Vianton, okay. So location is Northeast. It's gonna be it's like right behind North Miami Senior High School.
Okay.
So I'm gonna say it the way the press release was sent out. So it's Northeast 8th Avenue between I think that's SR 916 Northeast 135th Street. And Northeast 131st Street. So it's going to be blocked up from 8th Avenue from 131st to 135th. It's right behind North Miami Senior High School.
Awesome.
Well, Ms. Naomi, I want to say thank you first and foremost. Lady Des, tonight has been just it's powerful. We've learned, we've shared, and we're going to be honoring come the 26th. But most importantly, we have been reminded of the strength in the struggle. And Naomi, you are definitely a display of that strength.
Absolutely.
So thank you for being a beacon for those who are yet suffering with this silent but debilitating disease.
Yes, that's right, MJ. To you, Naomi, thank you for your dedication, your advocacy, and your love for the community. Because, like I said before, I've known you for years. Because of you, I know more about sickle cell. I heard of it, but I didn't know the ins and outs of it. So you brought awareness to me, also education. Because of you, I met Dr. Ophelia Alvarez.
Yes, our best.
Yes, who are also in the paint with you, helping children. Dr. Alvarez is the pediatrician to sickle cell, and then they graduate to Dr. Thomas Harrington.
Yes.
These doctors, and this is, and I want to say this, because we need your help, community. We need your help. We want you all to be at the street naming. Sometimes we drag our feet on things because it's not happening to us. It's not our family. We can't relate. And then if something was to happen, or you start experiencing, or you meet someone, now you don't know what to do. But don't
Mhm.
wait. Don't wait. Get involved. Be engaged in your community. Know what's happening. Know what's going on, because there are really great people out there. And I can stand on it that if you donate, whether it's through volunteering, monetize,
Yes.
this is going directly to the sickle cell patients, the warriors, and Dr. Ophelia Alvarez and Dr. Thomas Harrington. A lot of time they give their time to
Yeah.
help, and I know Dr. Alvarez, she has traveled to Haiti. She has
Hmm.
traveled to different places, just providing vaccinations and testings and different things for those children that have been diagnosed with sickle cell, which they thought that they were spiritually infected with voodoo. Uh,
Hmm.
so listen, everybody, please help. And before we close again, Naomi, I want to say thank you, and I also want you to share the information where they can contact you if they missed it before, because this is definitely a disease that has been plaguing our community, and it hasn't been broadcast like any other disease. And not saying that those diseases are, we're trying to downplay those diseases, but we just want everybody to know that there are really people out there that are being affected in the minority community with sickle cell, whether the trait, the disease itself. So we all need to pull together and to help out. These organizations are trustworthy. That's all.
Yes, yes, yes. ASAP
Organizations.
is also a group too. You guys had Kimber on there. ASAP is also a great group in the Broward community. We're the Miami-Dade County community. We go all the way down south. So yes, both. It's a lot of good groups. It's
And
another
you all
one.
work together, and
Yes, we try to work together. It's a Shakivia Foundation. It's a lot of good groups that's out there that before we didn't have that. Growing up, it was not a lot of group. But we had Nurse Stephanie. I always say hi because she was my nurse. Nurse Stephanie was there.
Stephanie.
And we also had what is her name? Oh Lord, have mercy. It is. Oh, she went out of my name, out of my head, and I can't think of it right now. If it come back to me, but yes, it's been a lot of good help. And like you said, Dr. Alvarez and Dr. Harrington, not only they have hours, they have to help the patients at work, but then they take the time to come on our support groups. Then they take the
Yes,
time to come to our events. And I
yes.
know they be tired. I know they be tired because since I've been working with them, they have like in between them, they have it's like almost 700 patients. That's a lot of patients, okay? And so reaching, dealing and trying to help them, it's not an easy task that they have to do. So I really am grateful for knowing them, grateful for their help, grateful for my doctor, Dr. Thomas Harrington, got to give him a shout out. Grateful for the nurse practitioner, Maya
Maya,
Bloomberg.
Maya.
Yes, grateful for her as well. And just grateful for those who are trying. And please, if you
Please.
want to donate, please, you can always, once again, my name is Naomi Pigatt. You'll see my name in I guess in the Facebook Live, and you can always reach out to me that way as well.
Awesome, awesome. And to everyone listening, remember, awareness is the first step towards change. Let's continue to lift up our sickle cell warriors and their families.
And don't
Yes.
forget, family and friends, listen, follow the YouTube channel, Conversations with Them Two. Like, subscribe, click, share. And we do this each and every Monday. This is a special edition. So we want to make sure that you know to join us Mondays at 8:30 in the PM right here. And we bring you conversations that matter. Until next time, everybody stay strong, stay
Wait,
inspired.
wait, wait, MJ,
Yeah.
I just remember something. I just
What?
remembered something. We
What?
want everybody to tune in to Challenge 6 next week. We don't know
Oh,
the of the airing of Naomi, Maya, and the other Naomi, Augustin interview with Jawan. So please,
Yes.
y'all, tune in. Keep your dials locked into Channel 6 News.
Yes, definitely. Thank you, Juan. Thank you for having us on NBC6 News to share our story and to educate. So thank you, Desiree, for reminding me about that. I did remember who is the person, and I'm going to give her a shout out for it. Is
Okay.
Commissioner Marlene Bastien. So I
Oh,
wanted to mention her. She was there in the forefront with us when we were younger, and she was there helping us. So
awesome. And she's still doing powerful work in the community.
yes,
Yes.
she
So
is.
thank you, Commissioner Bastien.
Mm.
Okay, MJ, I'm sorry.
Hey, that's Lady Des for you. Hey, family, remember, you are the stage. Lady Des, get off the stage.
Hey, okay. I'm getting off the stage. Thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. Please share this live. If you're watching the replay, most of everybody gonna probably watch the replay of this. So thank you. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Thank you, MJ.
Thank you.
Thank you, Naomi.
No, thank you so much for having me.
Let's go. Conversations with turned into voice of the people, the crew for you. Culture, creativity, knowledge, hope, opportunity, bring the light of lives. We shine, we break on through. Conversations with them too. Culture, creativity, knowledge, hope, opportunity. Your voice matters, your gift shine through. Conversations with them too. Yeah. You are the stage. Shine. Culture, creativity, knowledge, hope, opportunity. Your voice matters, your gift shine through. Conversation with them. Where you shine, where you rise.